Hey guys, welcome back to Burn-On's Hot Rod Shop. On this episode, I hit the Blue Ridge Flea Market, and it's only 10-15 minutes from the house, and it's my usual go-to. I went there specifically looking, if you saw my last episode, I need that 13 millimeter snap-on socket, and there are guys there who have tool truck stuff. So I went there specifically looking for a 13 millimeter, didn't find anything quarter drive snap-on. But a lot of 3/8, a lot of half inch, nothing in quarter drive. No, it just was like non-existent from the two or three booths there that usually have tool truck stuff. But I did find some really cool stuff. So I'm gonna get this camera turned around. We're gonna check it out, and let me know what you guys think. So this is not all of it, guys. This is the majority of it. Majority. However, I want to say that, right? So let's go ahead and get started. I'll just start right here, I guess. So first thing I picked up was this 11/16 and 3/4 Blue Point double box. It's that bar stock style. I like these. I'm not a big Blue Point person, but I always thought these were cool Blue Points. Most of this came out of dollar bins. There's a couple pieces that came out of a $2 bin, and then I'll tell you the other pieces I paid more for. Next is this Super Wrench, Williams. It's a 1324 special, and it's a square end on this side. So I thought that was cool. I bought that in a group with this Plomb 1.25 inch. Really nice shape. It's a number 1240 USA. And I think I got the two of those together for $6. So I didn't think that was too bad. I was happy giving $5 for this and $1 for the Williams, essentially. This was in a $2 bin. And it's an 11/16 1222 Proto Los Angeles. In really nice shape. And then these two, and sorry, this was not a dollar bin. These three here came together, and they were, the three of them, the guy charged me $2 for. So nearly a dollar bin. But we've got a 1/2 inch Craftsman combination wrench, and it's the underline C, forged in USA. We've got another underline C, Craftsman, but look at that. The R, the T, that S is weird. So like when I look at this one, everything is right into scale. When I look at this one, some of those letters are just way off. I thought that was interesting. But either way, I don't let these things sit. It's a 9/16 by 1/2, forged in USA. It's a 1725B. Like I say, those were 3 for $2. Next, we got another 1/2 inch Craftsman underline C. That came out of the same $2 bin as the Plomb. We've got this 11/16 underline C. That was in the $2 bin. And we've got this 3/4 Craftsman underline C. And that was in the $2 bin. So that was $2, $4, $6, $8 for those four. I didn't think that was too bad. Good quality old stuff like that, I'm fine buying it out of $2 bins. Another dollar bin find. This is from a guy who, he sets up a table and all the tools are $1, doesn't matter what's on it. And this is a Craftsman, as we read it backwards. And it's a Circle F, which is Miller's False. made in USA. And it's a push drill. And it does work. Yeah, I don't have a piece of wood sitting here. But I did drill into a piece of wood with it yesterday just to try it out. It is missing the lock piece, I think. So there's supposed to be a bar with a screw here, and that's the dummy hole. But if you can hear that, it does have bits in there. It's hard to see them. Yeah, can't really see them, but there are some in there. I'll have to get this all apart and get it clean. Coming out of a dollar bin, not a big deal. And I know, I think these are, there, I was wanting to free up. The Stanley style bits. So if I don't have all the bits, that's not a big deal. I can always, that one has one. That one has one. That one has one. Eventually we'll get to one, right? That one's full. That one's full. There we go. So it looks like we're pretty full. But if I'm missing anything, I've got a bunch of Stanleys too. So I can always find what I need. Next up was the most expensive piece I bought. And this is that box head. Forged in USA. Craftsman. I did clean up so you can see Craftsman, because what I was looking for was here on this side. There's no V in here. Now on wrenches, they stopped, 1948 was the last time they had no V. At 49, they put the V on these double lines. These ratchets came out in 1948, late 47. What I find interesting, and I don't know a lot about the 3/8, is it has this indent. And on the 1/2 inch, they didn't start doing that until 1952. 52 or 54, depending on what you read. But 52 or 54. It also has the thicker switch, which was generally only early 1948. By mid to late 1948, it didn't have this much of a step. It was just a really light step up and wasn't that graduated. So I don't know if the 3/8, if they had that indent the entire time. Been trying to research it, not finding a lot of information yet, but we'll see. So, failure, if you're watching this, here's a 3/8 with no V. I know you picked up that 1/2 inch with no V, but this one has the indents, man, so definitely interesting. This was fairly froze up. The switch would turn, but that was it. Couldn't get the ratchet to move. I did pull it apart. I did put a little super lube in it. Looked at the teeth. They were all in great shape. I will take this thing all the way down, get the years off of it, and put it back together. When I say all the way down, I'm actually probably not going to pull this switch. These suck. You have to grind a little bit there. It's peened over just a hair, and then you can pop the switch off, and then the bat wing comes out. And I just don't like pulling that switch. So probably just get in there and clean around it with a wheel. This was $10. So a little more than I would normally pay. It'd be, usually for me, $5 to $8 is what I'm looking for on these. The guy actually had a better deal on snap-on ratchets on his booth. He had 2 of the old 71 style snap-on ratchets, and he would sell the pair for $50. And I'm like, then sell me this for like $6. Let's get in the ballpark. But he wouldn't do it. I think he was more of a Craftsman guy. So that's this stuff. There are 2 more pieces, and they're big. So here we got a spud wrench. you don't know what a spud wrench is, this is for aligning holes in steel. You get them lined up, and then when you run a bolt through, you've got this end for tightening up, for holding the nut while you're tightening the bolt. The reason I picked this up, it's a 1 1/8 USS, which is 1 13/16. And if you don't know the difference, the USS is the bolt diameter. The one in parentheses is what we use today as our standard, and that is the head size. But this is a Plomb, made in USA, number 2629. So I was like, where am I going to find a Plomb that big, spud wrench? And if I get one, this one I cleaned. Why not get the 2-inch, which by today's standard is 3 1/8, Plomb, number 2650. And if you're a regular viewer and you've been watching, you saw a few weeks ago that I picked up some really large Williams. And from a guy that Bigfoot had picked up some white painted wrenches, pretty large size wrenches. This came from the same guy. This week he had these 2 Plomb pieces sitting out on his table. He sold me the pair for, I think it was $10. Maybe it was $15. It was $10 or $15. So, I think I offered him 10, and he's like, that's probably worth more than that in scrap steel. But anyway, that's what I picked up at Blue Ridge. So what do you guys think? Some pretty cool stuff in there. I'd not seen that Space Age, I'd call it a Space Age, Craftsman push drill. I've seen them online, I've seen videos and stuff. I haven't actually seen one in the wild before, so I thought that was cool for $1. The 3 Plomb pieces were awesome. I always love picking up Plomb, and getting those 2 spud wrenches were just like, yeah, I'm not usually going to see stuff like this in the wild. But for me, at my heart, I'm a Craftsman guy. So my favorite is the thing I paid the most money for. And that's this 3/8 drive box head ratchet. I look forward to going through and get this one cleaned up and making it look like new, and putting it with my 2 cleaned up 1/2 inch. I've got another 1/2 inch that still needs cleaned. But I am still on a hunt for a 1/4 inch version of this. So if I get a 1/4 inch, it'll give me all 3 drive sizes. So what was your favorite? Gotta let me know, guys. And remember, I'm Burnout. I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.